here with me. I am here with you. And in our time together tonight, I thought that I would play a little bit of the newest entry into the franchise, which is so important to me, and that is Pokemon Scarlet. I chose to get Scarlet over Violet because, well, it was really just about a coin flip. I was not sure which to get, but I don't know, I liked the feathery headdress on Koraidon, so I guess that was what I went with. But I don't want to do anything too in-depth in the game in case you've only just begun playing it, so I thought we would just do a bit of a shiny hunt, which is of course one of my favorite things to do in the Pokemon universe. But before we get to the game, I would recommend or suggest that you make yourself as comfortable as possible. Take this time to be kind to yourself and to let your ghost rest deeply and quietly within you. Take some deep breaths. Let your stomach release. Let the air of your breath draw deeply into you. See if you can feel any tension that might be in your face, in your brow, and let it go. Mystica with which to feed Koraidon and bring it back to its original strength and abilities. And really, what great abilities they are once you're able to move around with all of the flight and jumps and runs and climbing. The game really opens up quite similar, I would say, to how Pokemon Legends Arceus went. So, hopefully, if you are here, you don't mind a few spoilers in terms of new Pokemon. I think it's pretty prolific now if you go online anywhere, that you're going to end up seeing a lot of the new ones that have been released in this generation. But I actually tried very hard not to look at any spoilers so that they would be surprises to me when I played. And for the most part I was able to do that, and I still haven't seen all the ones which exist in the game, especially look at this big Hariyama running at us. The ones that were from the past, I haven't seen any of those yet, except for the Donphan evolution, the Great Tusk, as it is known. So, I'm not really going to go into any of the plot line. I just want to do a shiny on tier with you, and the way that I found it's easiest to do that in this game is to look at the map and find the outbreaks. And these outbreaks reset once a day, so there should be some new ones here that I have not yet discovered. Although I think perhaps the timing on the reset is such that I have already seen these, but that's okay. I have not entered the outbreaks yet, so it looks like we've got a Beldum over here, Beldum outbreak, an Azumarill outbreak, a Rufflet outbreak, a Psyduck outbreak, and a Mysterious outbreak, meaning that I have not yet added that Pokemon to the Pokédex, and a Floatzel outbreak in the North Province area. So, I'm kind of feeling this Floatzel one. So I'm going to press this, set it as the destination, and we'll be off. Of the many features of this game that I really like, the way that the camera orients itself in the direction of the marker that you place on the map, I just thought was a simple and yet so satisfying design. Because often in a game, well, I suppose there are many different ways that they can help you move through the map, but I'd never exactly seen that before. And here's a Metacham. I could take you through the team that I have right now, but right here you see we've got Shroud, who is a Bombardier, a new flying and dark type Pokemon, who I was very happy to have found a shiny of during one of its outbreaks. And it's still growing, only at around level 40 right now, but I really love the design of it's nighttime and a full moon is out, it makes me think that this is probably a special time during which certain Pokemon might evolve, like an Ursaring. Oops, sliding down the side of this mountain here. Although I know that they don't have Ursaluna in this game, at least according to the Pokédex and the entries which it has allowed for. We got a group of Sneasel over here, hanging out. I should probably take care of these Sneasel. We'll send out the Revavroom, which is another of my teammates here that I was lucky enough to find a shiny of during one of its outbreaks. So you can see Revavroom is a new psychic and poison type. Looks like a really exposed car, I guess. A car without a chassis, if that's what it's called. Just some wheels and an engine, an exhaust pipe. Made famous by the Team Star, as all of their leaders use a Revavroom to power their giant Mad Max-esque vehicles from which they do battle. And it looks like, speaking of Team Star, we've come right up close to one of the Team Star locations. And we just ran into a little Float here. Float's a fairy type, so Revavroom is perfectly equipped to take it down, as the fairies are weak to both steel and poison. So we have now found the Floatzel outbreak. And the way the outbreaks work, in case you are not aware, is that a large number of the according Pokemon will appear in this area for a full 24-hour period, I guess. And as you fight them, more will appear. And if you are able, or if you are dedicated, and you knock out 60, that's 60 of the Pokemon, then the chance of finding a shiny of that type in that outbreak will increase. And I'm not sure exactly by how much, but it is enough that I've been able to find shinies during these outbreaks with some amount of regularity. Of course, it can still take a couple hours of playtime, and not very fun playtime at that. Unless, of course, like me, you are, well, you find some enjoyment in shiny hunting. The repetition, the monotony, is in ways at times a welcome break from the complexity of life. Now, I will say another thing I think they did really well with this game is that even though you can see the shiny Pokemon from the overworld map, I guess, as it's called, there isn't really anything else, because even the battles are sort of merged seamlessly with the overworld map. But despite this, despite the ability to potentially be able to recognize least with the ones that do not have a very drastic difference from their non-shiny counterparts. Here's the Clodsire who's on my team. She wants to learn Toxic, which I was waiting for her to learn, although right now she has Toxic Spikes as a move, and it's tough to know if I should replace that with Toxic. I think I will. I am prepping this team to be battle ready, and I mean in battles beyond just the Elite Four and the gym leaders in this game. I mean, I hope to once again take my team online and compete with the wide world of Pokemon champions who are surely existing at this point. With all their new Paldean pals, I switched it up here and put Magneton up front because obviously Magneton is going to be able to knock out all of these Floatzels a lot faster than Rivavroom could. And they're actually a lot higher level than I was expecting, so we're gonna do that instead. And I'm gonna try not to burn myself on this candle. Maybe I'll put it up over here and just kind of bring it in on the side so that we can still see Nuzleaf's face in the flicker. So, back to this outbreak and the difficulty of actually seeing a shiny at times. The tactic which I've been using with some amount of success, as I was saying, is to knock out 60 of the Pokemon in the outbreak. And then, from there, Magneton was just knocked out by a double hit from this Floatzel. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot I put that. This is the other shiny that well, these are all shinies. The only shinies that I have captured in this game. Except for Arctibax. I just got that one in that cave I left just before. And it is not shiny, but I want to see what it evolves into. So it's hanging out until it gets enough experience. But this Salandit was the only shiny Pokemon that I actually just encountered on the map that wasn't in an outbreak. Of course, it is a male and so cannot evolve, unfortunately, and also stands no chances against this Floatzel. So I simply sent him out to be destroyed. But we're gonna get away from this Floatzel now and get to the second part of the outbreak shiny hunts, which is to set up a picnic. So the picnic is the new camping, I guess, in Pokemon Sword and Shield. You would set up a tent with your Pokemon while on the map, and it would be a way to sort of heal them up as if it was a Pokemon Center. But now instead of setting up a tent, you just set up a picnic table and then you make a sandwich if you so choose. And so one of the things to do to say I really like the sandwich mechanic as well. It's kind of silly and rather simple, despite how many options there are. But not only does it allow you to sort of augment your gameplay, it is kind of fun. You have to stack up all the ingredients on the bun and do it in such a way that it doesn't fall apart. So, I didn't have any ingredients to make more Floatzel appear, but I will just do a little walk around so you can see, if you'd like, the Pokemon on my team. Lily, the Clodsire, over here. I guess this is the Arctipax or something. The Bombardier, the Revavroom, and we don't have Magneton because it was knocked out. That's the other thing that the sandwich will do, is heal up all the Pokemon on your team. So I'm gonna make a simple Hamon Ipper, which is French for ham and butter sandwich. I'm not sure why it's in French, since I'm assuming, it is well known that the Paldean region is based on Spain, and there's a lot of Spanish colloquialisms that you'll hear from the characters throughout the game. But so we've made that simple ham sandwich, and my avatar here will take a bite. The rest of the team will enjoy it with him, and they are revived, feeling good. And the Hamon Bear sandwich gives us a few boosts for powers, which I'm not really gonna use right now. So I set up that picnic and made that sandwich right now so that I could continue to use Magneton. But the other reason to use the picnic mechanic during an outbreak is that it resets all the spawns in the area. So if you've got a bunch of Floatzel standing around, you can set up a picnic and they'll all respawn, which is, of course, a great way to start over or roll the dice again for a shiny. Now, at the moment, I'm actually looking at the screen through the viewfinder of my camera, or the screen of my phone as it is, and I'm a little concerned that I can't actually discern a shiny Floatzel from a normal one, but I think I'll be able to. They seem pretty dark orange. And there's a Gyarados just swimming around. Wow, Magneton did it, but has really lost a lot of HP. Yet another feature that I think is so awesome is right from here. From the main menu, you can highlight the Pokemon that you want and hit the select button to restore its HP from amongst the potions which are in your bag. And they tell you at the beginning of the game the kind of order of priority which the sort of auto heal button is going to use those potions in. And it really just is such a useful, convenient way to quickly heal up your Pokemon rather than having to open the menu for the bag and select which potion you want to use and which Pokemon you want to use it on. I'm going to try and keep the screen within the screen, but then also look at it from beyond the phone screen. Or maybe you will witness me knocking out a shiny at some point. I think that the probability is still reasonably low to encounter a shiny even in an outbreak. Of course, just like in Sword and Shield, if you complete the Pokédex, I believe you get a shiny charm, which will increase the chances of encountering a shiny, but I have not gotten there yet. And now you can see there's a message that was just displayed that said the number of Pokemon in the outbreak are starting to dwindle. And I think they give you that first message after you've knocked out around 30 of them. And then I think they give you another message at 50 or 60. And so, of course, when you get that message, you know that, at least I think, if I have it correct, you know that the odds will be slightly better to encounter a shiny. And that's when I would start using the picnic setup to respawn them. But of course, that's just if you want to spend a lot of time trying to encounter a shiny. Because I think each shiny encounter, or each outbreak encounter, will only. Magneton wants to learn Metal Sound. I'm not gonna have him learn Metal Sound. Have them learn Metal Sound. I'm of the opinion that any of these moves that reduce the stats of the defending Pokemon are not really very useful. Whoops, I just sent it right back into that battle with the Gastrodon, which is a... Uh-oh, I've run out of the items that can be used to auto-heal my Pokemon. So I guess I'm out of potions, and it won't use things like energy roots or other berries, things that you could still use to heal up your mons. So I'm gonna stop sending it to attack ground type Pokemon. I do really love the Let's Go auto attacks, the auto battles. It's a great way to gather a bunch of experience and not worry about affecting the EV yields from those battles. So, as you may know, Also, these auto battles don't use any actual moves, so you never run out of power points. And as long as the Pokemon it's attacking doesn't have a bad type matchup, like this Gastrodon is a bad matchup since it's ground and water, and so Magneton is weak to it. We'll use this energy root here to heal up poor Magneton, who's been doing so much work here, but just can't seem to get rid of this Gastrodon. Maybe we'll send somebody else out. We'll send Lily. Lily can take it out. Maybe. Although technically, Lily is also weak to ground. We'll see if we can get past it. I also really love the new texturing on all of the models. You can just see the slimy smoothness on both of these beautiful babes. Gastrodon keeps trying to make it rain, even though it's already raining. Wow, it's a level 50, so this is an area that has a lot higher level Pokemon than different places. Clodsire has an amazing ability in water absorb, so of course these new Clodsires and the Paldean Wooper are no longer the water type and instead are the poison type. But if you're lucky, or if you look for it, you can find ones that have the ability water absorb, so that when they are hit by a water move, rather than take any damage, their HP is actually restored, which is great on a ground type Pokemon, because of course it would otherwise be weak to water. This Vivillon seems interested in fighting, so we'll let Magneton get rid of it. And now I've got the next message, which says the number of Floatzel in the area is much lower once again. So I'm guessing we are around the number of defeated Floatzel to increase the likelihood of encountering a shiny. Let's see if it happens, and let's see if I can even notice it if it does. So it's at this point I would look around and see all these Floatzel here, and if I don't notice a shiny amongst them, which I don't think that I do, then I would go into the menu and set up a picnic. Quickly put out the table, the settings, drop all these guys out, and then just shut it down. And when you do that, they start to reappear, but it's not exactly the same as the ones as before, because they are respawned, and that means that there is a new chance in each of them of encountering a shiny. I think a Floatzel is sort of like a pale yellow when it is. Oh, look at this Chansey running away. No, Chansey, come back. I want your high experience. Chanseys give you a lot of experience when you defeat them, so it's good to knock them out if you're trying to level up, because they're usually not too difficult to defeat, but they sure are quick on their feet. don't see any shinies here, so I'm gonna let Magneton do its work and knock these all out. They're quite aggressive, these Floatzels. They come chasing you from far away. Even the weasels, the little ones, do the same. You can see, wow, that was cool. You could see its tail spinning to propel it forward. I mean, I will obviously recognize the fact that there is a lot of graphic shortcuts, I guess, or shortcomings compared to other games, but compared to Pokemon games, I just think this is one of, or is the most beautiful game they've ever made. I suppose Pokemon Legends Arceus ran better graphically, but it was a much smaller game, and because I am one of those trainers that really enjoys the battling aspect, the fact that it was so watered down in Pokemon Legends was one of the reasons I did not like it as much as the classic games. Wow, here's a cloister. I should probably capture this. I don't think I have a cloister yet. This water is beautiful. It makes me wish that I was on a beach somewhere in Spain right now. Let's see. I suppose if I used discharge, it would knock out the cloister, so we'll try a dry attack. Perfect. Leaving it with just a little HP. And now we'll throw a net ball, since net balls work better on Pokemon. Water Pokemon. Oh, almost so close. Magneton becomes confused by Cloyster's supersonic attack. But no worries, because Magneton won't be attacking anymore. We toss another net ball, and got the Cloyster. So I do want to complete the Pokédex as soon as I can in order to get that shiny charm. But I've not yet connected this to the Pokemon Home. If you, like me, are a Pokemaniac and have all of the games, or most of them, you might also use Pokemon Home to kind of connect all of your games and allow you to transfer the monsters between them. And so it actually is a really effective way of filling the Pokédex when that is your goal. Of course, there's no way to get the new ones from that method. So I know there's still a lot that I'm missing. But here we go, we got Cloyster, and Cloyster is the bivalve Pokemon. Cloyster that live in seas with harsh tidal currents grow large, sharp spikes on their shells. Skip the nickname for now. Send it to the boxes. I like the design too of the Pokédex as this sort of library or shelf of books. Okay, let's go around here again. Just walk around these guys, see if any of them are shiny. Some of the newer Pokemon have some very difficult to discern shiny variants. And to spoil it for myself. When I first was doing these outbreaks with the new Pokemon, I wouldn't even look up what the shiny variant looked like, thinking that I would be able to see it if it was there and tell it apart from the other ones. But I was doing one outbreak shiny hunt for the new tumbleweed Pokemon called Bramblin, and I probably put in a good number of hours wandering around this little patch of dirt where they had broken out and did not encounter any, at least that I could discover. So I finally looked up what a shiny Bramblin looked like, just to make sure, or just to, well, yes, to make sure that I hadn't missed any. And it turned out that it really was not very different from the non-shiny form. It was different enough that I don't think that I missed one. But it did give me an idea of what I needed to look for, because sometimes it's something as little as like just the tips of the tail could be different, and that can be hard to notice on first glance. This adorable family of Floatzels hanging out on the beach. So, I would say if I were really trying hard to find a shiny Floatzel, I would stop attacking them at this point, because eventually you hit the number of knockouts which ends the outbreak, and I don't actually know how many it is. Maybe it's around 100 or something. But then of course the outbreak's over. So I would instead just keep setting up a picnic, setting it up and breaking it down until I either run out of time, run out of energy or attention, or find a shiny. And while the odds are much better than other shiny hunts that exist, and there is the blessing of not having to actually enter a battle with any of them to determine if they are a shiny, it still is not so easy as to say that it's guaranteed that you'll find one. So, as it goes. But, you know, that's what makes the shiny so special, is that you feel like you found something that you were lucky to find. And it sure does feel good to feel lucky, to feel like you found something special, whether it's a shiny Pokemon or anything else. A $20 bill in the parking lot. once again setting up this picnic and breaking it down. I've been playing Pokemon, obviously, since it came out, and there seems to be this sort of meditative quality for me when you get to one of these aspects of the game that are really monotonous. One of the first ones that I remember spending a lot of time doing was searching for a Feebas in the original Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. And with that, you had to surf around on this little section of lakes, which was made up of maybe 100 squares or so, but it was only 8 of those squares or something that would actually contain a Feebas or had the ability to spawn a Feebas when you fished on it. And you couldn't know which ones those squares were because it was randomly generated by the game. And of course, each of those squares would spawn other water Pokemon as well. Even if I just noticed I'd had the screen too close to the screen. I couldn't see the little map in the corner. I hope that I haven't been shaking the screen too much. Look at this giant Kilowattrel, a new bird Pokemon in Paldean. Really is another cool design. It's like an albatross, although I guess they said it's a kestrel or a pestrel or something. The Pokédex entry or the type of Pokemon that it's... Oh shoot. Well, it is fully immune to electric attacks. I should have realized that. But how about a tri-attack? Not immune to that. Dual wing beat. Not very effective against Magneton's steel and electric typing. We got it. Magneton levels up. I'm sorry, Magneton evolves with the use of a Thunderstone in this game. And I don't know if that's always how it evolved into Magnezone. But I was surprised to learn that, so I feel like it used to evolve via another method. But I'm kind of holding off on evolving it because the shiny Magnezone just doesn't look as cool as the shiny Magneton. It loses the golden sheen. So I'm kind of leaving it here for now. Magnezone needs healing. But back to this Feebas hunt. So, in order to find a Feebas in the original Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, you would have to go to this string of lakes and get on your surfing Pokemon and fish on each of the squares maybe 5 or 6 times to make sure that you give it a good enough opportunity to spawn a Feebas if indeed it was one of the few squares which could spawn a Feebas. And you would have to do it until you tested all the squares hours, or until you found a Feebas. And anyway, I did eventually find some Feebas, and then you have to go through the process of making it beautiful, which at the time in the games was a trait that you could raise by giving them certain berries. So you would have to cultivate those berries and then feed enough of them to max out the Feebas's beauty stat, and from there evolve it into the coveted Milotic or Melodic. Not sure. There are not many Floatzel left from the original Outbreak, says the messaging. So it looks like we are coming to the end of this Outbreak. Oh, what is this? Some Hoppips and a Lurantis behind them. Whoa. And a Floette. I wanted to fight the Lurantis. Let's get that one. It's funny, it's like hiding between these other Pokemon. Wonder if that's intentional. If that's its programmed AI. Yet another thing which I really enjoy with the way they design this game is that you'll encounter these little circles of Pokemon in the wild where it's like a bunch of Fomantis surrounding their evolution, Lurantis, and how that's sort of this cute display of like a family unit. You'll see a bunch of Litleos hanging out with their, what you could imagine is their caretaker, their Pyroar mother or Pyroar father. And how they sort of seem to be hanging out next to them for protection or something. A Sunflora, where did that come from? It must be because it is now daytime, no longer night. The full moon is gone. And so soon shall we be. We'll just knock out a few more Floatzels, see if we can't finish the Outbreak. Complete the Outbreak. I don't know that there's actually any reward for completing or dispersing, breaking up an Outbreak. Solar wants to learn Light Screen. I mean Polar. Polar is the name that I gave the Magnezone. No, we're gonna skip Light Screen as well. I'm training Polar to be a heavy hitter. I maxed out its speed stat and its special attack stat so that I can use it to be a fast attacker. Magnezones can have a very high special attack stat, and it has good coverage on the different types. Steel and electricity knock out a lot of different Pokemon, and then it can also learn maybe Energy Ball or something to sort of round out the holes in its coverage. But obviously I'll need to become the champion before I get to that, get to the real battles. Or maybe not. I haven't actually explored any of the online gaming with this yet. And I know that you can do even sometimes if you get too many good things, they start to lose the value that they would otherwise have. Too much of a good thing, or something like that. Of course, this is all just zeros and ones, but they are zeros and ones that provide me with so much fun. Fun and relaxation. And there we go, we made it. The outbreak has dispersed. I mean, there's still some Floatzels here because I guess they just sort of are around here. But you can see on the map, there is no longer a Floatzel outbreak. So perhaps we did something good for the nearby Team Star camp that maybe was being terrorized by Floatzels running in and stealing their food or something. But I'm gonna leave that here and leave this here and let you float on into what I hope will be a peaceful night and a good rest, a rejuvenating sleep. And an exciting adventure wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. I wish you luck, and I wish you beauty and shininess. May you find what you are looking for. May you be kind to yourself and to others. As you go on your journey. Thank you so much for being here with